this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a get ready with me, and we're going to talk about the brands that we need to try in 2023. So if you're ready to see how I achieved this look using all the existing makeup that I own in my collection, then please keep on watching. Let's begin. You guys all asked for like a tutorial, and I am so here for it. I love a good tutorial. I love a good YouTube style video. So we're going to do a get ready with me with my already existing collection that I have with me, and not focus on like new and upcoming products. I love to use my own makeup, so let's begin. Okay, so what I have on my face is basically this Good Molecule silicone free priming moisturizer. This is like my moisturizer, and it has like a priming aspect, like property to it too. I have like used half of a bottle, which is really good. But before that, I also used my Merit Skin, the Great Skin Glow serum. This is like my skincare routine, but it also boosts a little bit of glow. But I am going to focus a primer on my T-zone just to minimize the pores. And for that, I'm going to take my She Glam Birthday Skin Primer, and this really helps to minimize that pores. So I'm going to focus that here on my T-zone. I already did my brows, if you cannot say. And I used my Secret of Pharaoh eyebrow pencil. I found this in my Walgreens, and that is when I started using it. But this is like the third pencil that I have used from them, and that's how much I like it. It's super pigmented, and it's like super dark, but that's because I use the shade like charcoal, and that's why. But a little goes a very long way, and that's what you see on my eyebrows today. So once we have this primer all like pressed into the skin, let's move on to the foundation. And the foundation that we're going to use is Catrice foundation. It's been quite some time that we've not used it, so we should probably use it because people really rave about this foundation. And this one is in the shade 046 Neutral Toffee. My first impression on this foundation was really good, but again, the shade was a little off. I've used several times after that too, but let's see. We definitely are going to use it today. I pumped like 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and we're going to use our BK Beauty foundation brush, the 101 brush, our very dear brush. So we should also talk about what are our goals for 2023. I am mainly going to focus on indie brands for eyeshadows. Until and unless there is like a high-end brand palette that like just speaks out to me, I'm going to hold off to it, because I felt like last year, when you see my ranking, you will see like the indie makeup just took it to another level. And I cannot be more happy and surprised at the same time that they just do makeup in a more exciting way, which is what we are looking for, at least what I am looking for. I look for variety and uniqueness, rather than just buying the same products and same shades again and again. Also keep in consideration, I am more of a neutral person. So when a neutral palette speaks to me from a high-end brand, I still give it like a double shot. But saying all of this, I still want to put like a 10 palette figure for me, just to keep it like more reasonable. I feel like last year I put a 10 palette mark and I bought 15. Am I like regretting my purchases? I regret the sale purchases that I did in the beginning of the year. So I'm going to make like a conscious decision of not buy sale products that brands want to get rid of in the beginning of the year, so that they can produce some great makeup towards the end. And I've also seen that generally brands come out with like great makeup, like unique and great formulas towards like September, October. I'm gonna maximum keep my calm till about September, October, and till the time I don't feel like there is like a unique product in the market, I'm gonna hold off onto it. But saying that, the indie brands that I really want to focus on, out of the indie brands that I am like seeing on Instagram and their products coming out. I really have like a list of indie brands to focus on, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, actually correct 10 brands to test out. Not saying that I'm going to test out each and everything, because again, my primary focus is going to be anything that just speaks out to me and anything that is unique in my collection and I will wear. That's the only thing that I'm going to focus on. But saying that, the brands that I really want to try out, let's start with Divina Cosmetics, Terra Moon Cosmetics, and Mon Cosmetics. These 3 brands I want to try for their single shadows because that's what they excel in. Until and unless Terra Moons and Divina come out with like palettes that speaks to me, I will definitely try them. But I definitely want to try these brands because my focus last year, I tried out Cliona Cosmetics, which I like, but Cliona is like the creme of the creme of like the indie singles. And did I like them? Yes. Are they pricey? I still feel yes. These indie singles, they shift to like a green or to a purple a lot. I don't know, I think that's how the multichromes work. They either shift to like a green shift or to a purple shift. I'm not like big on greens. I don't wear greens that often. Here and there, yes, I will definitely wear it. But will you see me wearing greens in like my everyday life? When I go to office? No. No. Am I like conscious of wearing greens? No, I just feel like out there when I'm wearing greens and I don't want to be like out there. That's generally how maybe it's the age, I don't know. I'm not that old, by the way. I'm just like 33. but I feel like when I don't want to be out there, I like my neutrals. I like my neutral browns. I like my pinky browns. I like my mauves. And those are like my comfort zone. But if I see eyeshadow, like a single eyeshadow that's completely unique and I feel like I'm gonna wear and I'll get a ton of use out of it, I'm definitely gonna give them a try. And I feel like since these brands are on a little more on the expensive side, I feel like trying 1 or 2 brands every year would just help me to make a conscious decision of telling you guys which are the brands that are like most reasonable and gives like a unique formula and an outstanding formula. All the singles that I've tried from like Pretty's For Your Face or from Sydney Grace or from Cliona Cosmetics or from Luxy Beauty, all of these shadows have their uniqueness to it, and I'll link a few videos in the icons above for you guys just to tell you like which are like my top multichromes that I own. By the way, for the concealer, I use my Maybelline Superstay Active Wear Concealer, and this I used in the shade number 30, this one. It's a very lightweight liquidy concealer, but it gives great amount of coverage, which I love. And with that foundation, it gave me like a good medium to full coverage, I would say. So really loving that. Now let's move on to the bronzer. Let's use this Fenty Cream bronzer, and this one I am in the shade number 5, which is Steady. The other brand that I want to try is Nomad Cosmetics. Now last year they did come out with a lot of palettes, I would say. None of the palettes like really spoke to me. I'm really waiting for a color story that speaks to me to buy them. But I've heard like tremendous amount of like great things for the brand, and I definitely want to give them a try. It's not that I've not tried Nomad Cosmetics. I tried like their all matte palette, I think about a year ago, and then I gave that palette to my one of my cousins just because I felt nothing was unique. The formula was really good, but I was not reaching out for that palette because of the tones. But I feel, again, if I see like a color story that would speak out to me, I think that would be an easy brand to focus on 2023. Similarly, I also want to try Kaleidos. I've never tried Kaleidos before. Kaleidos? I don't know. You know the gist. I want to try them. I really regret not purchasing Angelica Nyquist's palette, the Club Nebula palette. Feel like that was like my color story. I don't know. I felt like that was very close to the Kathleen Lights Colourpop palette, which was the Jewel palette. What was that called? I think it was the Jewel palette, the Gems palette, right? And I felt like the color story was like very close to it. And at that time, again, I wanted not to buy things that were repetitive in my collection. So I went with the color story that I have, and I still love my, So Jade. Oh, that was called So Jade palette. I still love my So Jaded palette. And if I'm not using my So Jaded palette enough, I don't think I would use the Club Nebula palette enough. But all, the aesthetic, the packaging, the shades, everything speak more to me from Kaleidos rather than Colourpop. Like, I would say, out of the palettes that Colourpop launches, which they launch like every week, because they launch so many, I've started losing interest in Colourpop. Out of the whole palettes that Colourpop releases, I feel like in a year I might like one or two palettes, and I don't want to focus on the palettes that are just releasing every week. I rather would focus on like the brands putting effort and thought on the palettes, and they come out with like 4 to 5 palettes every year. I would appreciate that more. I don't know, that's how I feel, but I also understand that Colourpop is more affordable. So if there's a color story that speaks to you, I mean, I've never like hated a Colourpop palette, because I feel like they do. Their formulas are good. Are they great? Not, because I've tested out so many brands in my entire like YouTube journey, even before that. And I feel like there are like staple formulas that I absolutely love. And Colourpop is not like one among like the top 5 brands, at least in my opinion, I would say. A very similar brand to Kaleidos, I feel like in a grungy color story, I really want to try Unearthly Cosmetics. Again, I've heard so much great things about that brand that I definitely want to give them a try. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a setting powder underneath the eyes. So I'm going to take my Kosas Cloud Set Powder, and this one is in the shade Comfy. This one, right? I'm going to focus that underneath my eyes. So Unearthly Cosmetics, again, I've heard like so many people like talk about it. I've heard Angelica talk about it. I've heard like Heather talk about it. And these are the people whom I really like respect and trust their opinion in like in the industry, because they've tried again a lot, and I really am happy to give them a try again. But I would not give them just like a try just because I want to try out the product. I want to see the color story that is unique to me. I'm very, very excited to, test them out. Unearthly Cosmetics, Kaleidos, they're all like in my radar to try out for 2023 for sure. I'm just gonna smoothen out my creases. I tend to crease super easily on my eyelid, and let me just set it before it creases again. So basically I'm going to set it right in the place where I applied my concealer. It's a very, very lightweight powder, so it'll be really, really good. And I just want like a very light dusting of an overall setting powder on my face. And for that, I'm going to use my Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. And this one is in the shade Medium 35 Cool. It's more of a cool tone powder, but in the winter months is when I can use it the most, because I'm more of a neutral person, like a tone person. So let's focus that on the entire face. And I'm using this with this Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush, which is JH02. I love, love, love the shape of this brush. Now for the bronzer, I'm going to take my Glowish bronzer. And this one is in the shade 03 Tan Light. Let's focus that on the perimeters of the face. The next brand that I have in my radar is Clarity Cosmetics. I've not tried Clarity Cosmetics only because of the reason that their pans are super, super huge. And I feel like they're charging for like big pans. And I feel like I have a feeling that they would come out with smaller pans this year, and they would listen to their customers. And if they come out with smaller pans, I would love to try out one of their palettes, because I've heard like such great things about the shimmers and the multi-chromes that they have come out with. I have heard mixed feelings about their mattes, but I've not tried them, so I don't know what to trust and what not to trust. But their multi-chromes, I really have heard like great things about, actually from everyone, I would say. I'm also going to focus this on my nose. So that's definitely one of the brands that I really want to try. I also want to try out Electrum Cosmetics. Last year they came out with like their Sea Witch palette, which absolutely took my breath away. Those tones of the Sea Witch palette are like me in a palette. I love my jewel tones. I love like deep grungy tones, and their aesthetic really talks to me. It speaks out to me and to my soul. So I really want to test Electrum Cosmetics out also this year. Let's see what they come out with, but I'm very excited for that brand for sure. Now let's move on to the blush. I want to wear like one of the Tower 28 blush. I have Magic Hour, Power Hour and Office Hours with me. All of them looks very similar, but they're similar shades but in different tones. Like this is the lightest, this is the mid tone, this is a little more on the deeper side. Let's do Power Hour, the deeper one, and I'm gonna focus that on the outer perimeters of the face. Okay, talking about the next brand that I want to try out is Fantasy Cosmetica has now come out with like 3 palettes so far, and this is the brand that released in last year. I think they released last year, but they came out with like 3 amazing palettes. The first palette is still like super intriguing to me, the Druid palette. But again, that was like more of like a grungy green color story, and I know me that I'm not gonna wear so much of greens. So that's the main reason why I held off on that. But I feel like the price point, the quality, the shade selection are all like really good. The second palette that they came out with, I think it was like the Sorcerer palette, which was like more of like a pink and a blue color story. Again, those are the tones that I don't wear much. And then they came out with like Bard palette, which was really good. Again, I'm looking for a color story that speaks to me, and then I would really want to give them a try. I feel like I really love that brand for sure, because again, I've heard so much good things. I just want to test out myself just to see like what I feel about it, but I have a feeling that I would like them. Now time for highlighter. Let's use this Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Mesmerize. I've been loving this highlighter. I've been using this so much. Let's use it. I think on camera I've only used it like once, but in my everyday life I have actually used this so much during like the holiday season. So I'm gonna take that. A little bit goes a very long way. It gives like a very nice glass-like sheen on the face. Can you see that? You need very tiny bit because this is blinding. Especially for cooler months, I really like a cool undertone highlighter, and that is what it is. This is more of like a, you know, like a pinky bronze shade, but it has like a lot of like silver sheen running throughout it, like a, you know, cool tone sheen running throughout it, which I feel like for colder months, it will be so nice. So I'm gonna use this as much as I can during the cold months. I feel like up till March, it'll be really good. I mean, you can use it year long. Yeah. Don't listen to me. Just use your products. I'm going to also focus this on the nose. You know I love a good nose highlight. And now let's talk about the last brand that I really want to try, and the brand that is in my mind, and I know that I'm going to love them if I try them. The only thing that is like keeping me away to try them is their shipping prices. Their shipping costs like $20. That hurts my soul, guys. That really does hurt my soul. Like, I don't like paying for shipping at all, and it's an Australian brand, so I do understand it, but $20 is too much, especially when you have so much indie brands to try. But I am so wanting to give them a try and to like just test them out, because I know they're going to be awesome. I have a feeling. And I'm talking about Glaminatrix Cosmetics, their nearly neutral palette. Oh my god. Even the gems, what is that called? Their nocturnal palette, and the second palette, the next palette that they came out with, that, you know, with the purple and a green color story. Oh my god, it took my breath away. I love their color stories. I think I have a feeling. I'm going to use this for my eyes. I'm just holding it. It's the Gemini 2 palette from Melt. I don't think I've used this on camera. In person, yes, I've used this quite a bit. And this is definitely like my color story, except the greens, but those pinky browns is totally my color story. You know that. So we're going to focus that out. I'm just going to show it and just show you what I'm doing. But I feel like those Glaminatrix Cosmetics, oh my god, I have such a great feeling that I'm gonna love them. Let's see if I can give them a try this year. I definitely want to give them a try. I do have a code with Glaminatrix Cosmetics. You can use my code to save some money. But I mean, yeah, obviously save some dollars when you give them a try because they are expensive for sure. But I want that nearly neutrals palette so bad. I know that is like my palette. I will use that a ton. But yes, I'm waiting for like 2-3 palettes to speak to me, and I'll just order it all together because I would hate to give like those kind of shipping again and again. I'm gonna dip into Ladylike. Let's do a halo eye. It's been so long. Are you serious right now? I've been so long. I love a good halo eye. So those are the brands that I really want to give them a try in 2023. You guys let me know in the comment section below what are the brands that you are interested in. I tried out so many brands like this year in 2022, and I loved, like, if you see my ranking, you will see like my so many indie brands just raise their bar up to like Natasha Denona, Patrick Ta Beauty, and for a reason. I mean, Natasha Denona, Patrick Ta are really good for like grounding like neutral palettes, but I feel like if you want like a unique color story and like multi-chrome and duochrome in your collection and some uniqueness, I feel like indie is the way to go. Like, they just do it so good, so good. Let's do this shade, Gemelas. These are super pigmented. Like, I sometimes just forget that these are so pigmented, but they blend so nicely with each other. Like, look at that pigmentation. Are you kidding me? Do let me know if you like my tutorials, if you like to watch the tutorials and just like a talking style kind of video. I definitely want to know, like, what do you like to watch? When I asked the question in my community, I did get like a little bit of responses even on Instagram that you guys love tutorial style and like shop my stash kind of a video, and you love to use the existing products rather than to buy new products. I am the same. Like, I love to use the products that I already have in my collection rather than to focus on like new products. If you will watch it, I will deliver it. Like, I am more than happy to deliver that style of video because I love a old style YouTube video. But I've also seen in my analytics that, you know, a new eyeshadow palette would just do so much more for me rather than like my Get Ready With Me's, because my Get Ready With Me's doesn't get like a lot of views. I mean, do I enjoy it? Yes, I do. I do understand, but I also feel like if I'm like investing my time and effort, I should see that response coming from you guys too. I love a good eyeshadow palette video. I mean, that's like my, you know, that's like my weakness. I love a good eyeshadow palette video. Seriously. And I will do it for sure. But just to focus on like new products, I don't think that should be the focus of this channel. The focus should be like mixing and matching the existing palettes to make your own like new color story. I love a good building my own palette video. I love that. Like, that just makes my heart beat so fast. Like, I love it. So I would love to do those kind of videos. Obviously, I'll buy new makeup and I'll review it. But I feel like the center focus should not be that. Did you even see what I did? I used this shade, LX Queen, on the inner and the outer corners. Now I'm using this shade, which is Lovesick, which is more of the maroon shade, on my lower lash line. I'm going to take the same shade, Lovesick, just run it through the crease, just to blend everything together. I'm going to focus it on the outer corners and then bring it to the crease, just so that the maximum pigmentation is on the outer corner. But these blend like so seamlessly with each other that I'm not even like worried. And then just to melt everything together, I'm going to go back to this Bella shade, the lightest shade, and then just go around the edges just to melt everything together. Let's put some glitter glue on the center of our eyelid because we want that shimmer to pop. We really want that shimmer to pop. I don't know what shimmer am I using, but whatever we are using, we're gonna make them pop. Did you even see how much I use? That was barely like a dot. I just want like a little bit of stick and tack on the center of my eyelid. That's it. Can I use my shade? I want to so badly use my shade. Or is it like so creepy? This is my shade that I created with Pretties for Your Face, the Glacier shade. Or should I use something else? Oh my god. I cannot help myself. Okay, I'm going to use my Raccoon palette from Sugar Drizzle. And I'm going to take this shade. I don't think I've used this on camera, this shade before. Nature Lover. And I'm gonna put that all across my eyelid. I want this as a base, but I will put something on top of it because this is not giving me shabangness, but it is giving me elegance. Do you feel me? This is definitely more like a pinky purple shade, like a purple, blue, pink shade. And this is stunning by itself. Like, don't take me otherwise. Like foreign, you know, just an everyday, like something special. It's really, really pretty. I'm also going to take this shade, which is Scavenger Hunting, and just put it right in the inner corners. Just like that. That will just give us some kind of a lightness. But I'm also going to focus that right here in the center of my eyelid, just to give it a little more dimension. Just right there. These are very, very smooth shimmers, at least the shimmers that I'm using today. They're super, super smooth, but there are a lot of textures and like shimmery formula here in this palette. So if you are interested in this palette, I mean, I have a whole video using this palette on my channel and creating 3 different looks. And this would be like the 4th look using this palette. But you get so much of like different dimension and texture with this. I'm just mixing and matching the shimmers because I don't want to lose out anything. And then I'm going to finish this eye off with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. I'm just going to, the melt eyeshadows that I used just to deepen up the inner and the outer corners, and I'll finish off my eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. Okay, so the eyes are all complete. I finished off my eyes with Hindash's Intra Eye Pencil on my waterline, and then I finished off my eyeliner with Anastasia's eyeliner and Lancome Monture Big Mascara. Let's set our face with our NYX matte setting spray. And then finally for the lips. I don't know. I have to go back to this lip liner. Guys, just bear with me, okay? I'm almost done. If you guys don't know what I'm saying, it's a KKW Beauty's lip liner in the shade Nude 2.5. You guys cannot buy it anymore, but I need to finish this because I love it, okay? Hopefully, somebody please come out with the same shade in the drugstore prices, please, because I'm getting out of this. Again, if you find a dupe for it, please do tell me. I know that there's a Colourpop BFF 3 lip liner, which is very, very close. But if it is from drugstore, I don't have to purchase from like Colourpop's website. So yeah, please. What can I say? I just love it. Okay, now for the lipstick, let's take this. And this is L'Oreal lipstick in the shade I Create. Love this formula. It's super, super lightweight, but super long wearing too. I love, love, love this formula. And that's our final look. Do let me know in the comment section below, do you like this wintry, cold weather look that I created? I really, really loved doing this Get Ready With Me with you guys, and I love to talk. I love to talk which brands I want to use in 2023. Do let me know in the comment section below what are you interested in. And if you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week. Every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.